Today I'll be talking about something a bit different, which is the dangers of lust in the modern world, and why I believe it is one of the biggest problems that men face today in stopping them becoming successful and achieving their goals. Now, what comes to mind when you think of what is the most universal problem men face in achieving their goals? Most of you will be thinking of laziness. It's what Andrew Tate talks about the most, and in an age of the internet where distraction is available all the time and laziness is everywhere, it's definitely one of the biggest factors in creating failures of men. Without discipline, there is nothing. Now, the issue is I think that a lot of people don't understand that lust, sloth, and laziness are inextricably linked. They are inseparable, and in my opinion, lust is one of the main gateways to laziness. We talk about how dangerous laziness is, but I think lust is one of the main factors that causes it. Let me explain. One of the most important times in a man's life is between the ages of 20 and 35, when he is building his future, building his business to become successful. It is also the time in a man's life where his libido is the highest, where he can be the most distracted by lust. Naturally, this means that he will have to battle lust the most in the time of his life that is most important for whether he is successful or not. Managing lust can make or break someone's future. Secondly, due to the internet and access to pornography, young men that have achieved nothing in their lives have greater access to lust and sexuality than even the most powerful king would 500 years ago. This is obviously an issue, as it only makes the distractions worse for young men in the most crucial time of their lives. Now, how does lust lead to laziness and sloth? It is my opinion that the devil uses lust as a gateway to get to sloth and laziness. And my evidence for this is, the more successful you get as a man, the more access to real life lust you get. There will be more women that are attracted to you, and more opportunities for you to stray away from the right path and down the path of temptation and ultimately failure. I also believe that lust and women naturally make men comfortable, which can be a good thing but also brings on laziness. It's quite a well-known trope that once a man settles down with a woman, he becomes a completely different person, and it can be extremely detrimental to any kind of success and goals. Lust gives you access to immediate pleasure, which is the opposite mindset of what you need for success. Pleasure in the long term and the pursuit of the future is one of the main driving forces in becoming successful, and following lust, especially with all the pornography about, is the exact opposite to this. Every time you fall to lust, you are following a mindset that is the exact opposite of the one required to be successful. A mindset of comfort, immediate pleasures, a lack of discipline. Now, to summarize, I'm not saying lust does not have a place in life. I'm not saying we should all go celibate, but I just know that most men's relationship with lust is horrific. If you look at the stats, most men are watching porn way too much. I think people are looking at the problems of pornography and lust in the wrong way. People are looking at like, oh, is it going to damage my sexual health? Is it bad for you? Does it create negative stereotypes of women? Sure, there's an argument for these things, but the primary issue with pornography is it takes you away from God. I think the devil uses lust the most to try and coerce young men into failure. I think you'll find if you can control lust a bit, laziness and sloth will also largely disappear from your life. And once again, I'm not saying to completely eradicate lust. It has a place in your life, but I just think that as men we should be careful with it. And I think that a lot of men are certainly not being careful enough. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and please let me know what you think about this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, The A-Dog.